Hey, church family, Pastor Kirk here with a little weekly update for you. It is Holy Week, and this week is full of different things that are going on. I wanted to kind of overview those a little bit again for you and also remind you of a couple different things. So, first of all, tonight for some people in their gospel communities, or on Thursday for others in their gospel communities, we have our Maundy Thursday meals. I just wanted to briefly say to you the why behind that. So we see in John 13 that Jesus gathers with his disciples for that Last Supper. And when he does that, they have this time where they have this intimate sharing, and Jesus washes their feet. There's the commandment, the new commandment, to love one another. That's where we get the word Maundy for Maundy Thursday, from a Latin word that means the command. And so the reason we're doing this is to gather in these gospel communities, to grow together, to have a meal together, just like Jesus did with his disciples. And we're going to take communion in the gospel communities this Wednesday or Thursday. And in case anyone had questions about that, I wanted to just say we as an elder team believe that generally we'll take communion together as a whole church, or in line with some of the practices of the early church, we'll send communion out to those who aren't able to come to the gathering. At the same time, we don't see anything in Scripture that says that we can't delegate that authority to practice communion at times to our gospel community leaders, who are truly under shepherds of the under shepherds in some ways. They help in the body and shepherd the body with the pastors and elders of the church. And so they'll be leading through a time of scripture reading, a time of prayer, a time of taking communion together with those meals, which is a beautiful expression, just like the early church, that met in houses and would do communion as part of the meal. So that's Thursday night or Wednesday night tonight if your gospel communities weren't able to switch the time that you're meeting. Then Friday morning, I just want to remind you, we have a partnership hike with Table Rock Church and with Boise Gospel Church, meeting at 6 a.m., very early, but 6 a.m. at the parking lot at the base of Table Rock, which is by the old penitentiary. There's plenty of parking. I don't know when the parking fees start, maybe 8 a.m. So you'll just have to look at that when you get there, but come prepared either way. Park up, meet there. Don't be late because the crew will start walking, and then there'll be a time at the top of Table Rock of some fellowship and some, I think, worship together as well. So that's Friday morning on Good Friday. And then in the evening, I really want to encourage you guys to come out to our Good Friday service. It is an opportunity to really focus on the death of Christ. And we're going to be going through some readings in the Gospel of John, and then a short, more like homily type sermon on the death of Christ from the Gospel of John, that Jesus is the truth. Following that, on Saturday, there's nothing, because Saturday is typically called Silent Saturday, where there was no activity while the disciples waited they weren't waiting for the resurrection because they thought their hopes had ended. But while they were there waiting, fearful in Jerusalem, then on Sunday morning, we get the privilege of gathering with other churches at the Boise Train Depot on the hill there in the grass, for a sunrise communion service. That's how we're taking communion as a body on Easter Sunday. We're doing that together at that sunrise service, and so please come out to that. You can get there at 6:45 a.m. Park at the top of Table Rock. Not of Table Rock, of the Boise Train Depot. There's plenty of parking up there, and then you can walk down to the grass area where you'll see us there. 6:45, we'll, Lord willing, have some coffee out there available for people, and then we'll just have a half hour, 7 to 7:30, of a few songs, some liturgy, and no sermon, but just communion together and worshiping together. That's the sunrise service, along with Table Rock Church, with others in the valley as well. And so please come to that. We'd love you to be there. Everyone that goes says it's a very special time. I have people texting me like, hey, are you doing that again this year? We want to make sure we come. And so please do come out. The last thing, Easter Sunday, 10 a.m., our worship gathering. It's going to be a powerful time of just celebrating what Christ has done through his resurrection, that God raised Christ from the dead. And then after that, we're going to roll right into our annual potluck. People are bringing the best meats and everything. You can bring your cornhole games, other games. It's going to be a time of fellowship from 11:30 to 12:30, and then we're opening that up to the community for a cookout and also an egg hunt as well. And so, be ready to eat, be ready to welcome others. Bring a friend, invite people to the worship gathering. If they won't come to that, invite them to the egg hunt and the cookout. And just let's make this what N.T. Wright called our party. Easter is our big celebration, that we should go around telling everybody that Christ has risen from the dead. And it's just our chance to really celebrate. And so please do that. The other thing I want to mention to you, immediately after Easter, our beloved associate pastor, Josh Hibbert, will be going on sabbatical. So he's here on Sunday and then he's on sabbatical. And I wanted to mention two things with that. First of all, we've put together a GoFundMe. There'll be a link in this email, and you can give in addition to what the church has already provided if you feel led. I always have a heart to do anything we can to bless people. And so if you want to give to that blessing fund, that's totally on your desires and how you feel led. That will all go to the Hibbert family, and it's all for just blessing them during their sabbatical so that they can enjoy this rest and whatever God has planned for them. The second thing I want to say about that is, as we approach this next season of church life, I would want to remind you of two things in that period of Josh's sabbatical, 3 months until July 6th. Have a lot of grace and compassion on the elders and myself as we pastor in this period, because we're a man down. We don't have a full-time person, a full-time staff pastor during this time. And so things might take longer to get done. Things might be a little slower. Things might get missed a little bit. And we need your help to say hey, wave the flag and say, hey, we need help with this, or hey, can you pray for this? And so we really want to encourage you and push you back into your gospel communities for a lot of shepherding and care. Those leaders love you and they care about you and are willing to communicate with the elders if there's further needs that we need to meet or step into. And then the other thing I want to say with that is, I actually want to use this time to make sure I'm meeting with people. I'm going to try to slow down my schedule a little bit so that I can basically preach, pray, and meet with people. And so I'll do that as best I can. I do get vision, and I do get distracted to do many things. So you can pray for me on that. And if you would like to meet up with me during this time, I want to take the opportunity to do that. So shortly, in the next couple weeks, I will send out a link in our weekly newsletter for a calendar link where I will block some time aside to make sure that people that I haven't got to know yet, I can get to know them through meeting up for coffee or lunch or whatever it is. And listen, we don't stop pastoring when one of our pastors goes on sabbatical. And so I just want you to know that, if you've been connected in a pastoral relationship with Josh, the other elders and myself want to make sure that you feel cared for during this time. And so please let us know. Hit me up on text, email, whatever it may be, because I do want to connect with people. And I want to use the opportunity just to get to know some people better if I can. So anyway, with all that said, Living Stones Church, let's be praying for an amazing Holy Week. Let's be inviting people into this. We were praying for that as elders this morning, that we as a church would see the open doors that God is giving us this week to invite people into this special week that we have as Christians, something that only we can celebrate in its full until we invite other people into it. So God bless you guys, and we'll see you soon.